Hi there, this is Paul Spears, and I'm going to talk today a little bit about how to increase your efficiency in detailing and using Revit, and specifically, I'm going to talk about how to do that in using the 2D Placer add-in from Plane Tools. So one of the first things, a very important key in order to get efficient in detailing in Revit is to have a good library of detail components. But once you start getting a whole bunch of detail components in your library, it starts getting more difficult to place those. So there's a couple of things you can do to increase your efficiency. One of the first things that you could do is actually create some base details. So in this case, I've got a base detail for a steel detail, and you could create those also for, say, concrete or whatever other type. Maybe it's an architectural section or something like that. You could create those. And then you could just come into your detail once you've created that, and let's say it's a slab edge condition. And so I'm going to, and I'm hitting CS. I use keyboard shortcuts, and I'm going to cover that in just a second. That's another way to increase your efficiency. But in this case, I'm going to put a bent plate on the edge. And actually, I don't want a bent plate. I'm going to use another detail component that I had created here, and I'm going to come up to annotate, pick a detail component, and you'll see the standard drop down for Revit looks like this, and I'm trying to find 3300 is what my concrete section is, so I'm scrolling up through this list, and here we go, slab, edge, I want slab, but I want edge, pour stop, that's what I want, and we'll go with maybe it's a 5.5 inch deck pour stop. So you can see this is a component that I'd created, and I'm going to put it at MM for move there. That's another one of my keyboard shortcuts. I'm going to go snap M for midpoint there. Hit TL for thin line. So that's pretty good. I need a filled region, perhaps. Actually, I'm going to use another detail component here. So we'll go component, and we want another thickened, not a thickened slab, but we want a slab with a composite slab. Let's see here if I can find composite slab section. There we go. 1.5 inch deck, 5.5 inch thickness. This is a line-based component that I had created. So if I'm going perpendicular, let's see here, I'll put that one to the bottom, no big deal. MM for move, move it up to the top. And that doesn't look quite right. I'll drag that back. That looks pretty good. TL, that looks pretty good. And actually, let's say there's a, so I want a cut line there. So I'm going to try to find my break line. This is way down here somewhere. Break line, we'll just go with that one. And I'll hit spacebar and it rotates for me. So that's another key. This one doesn't have a flipper in it. That's all right. I'll just rotate it 190 degrees. And then maybe I don't want that to be as far over there. And I'm not going to go much further with this because this is pretty slow without using the add-in. But, okay, so that's starting to look like a section cut that you might want to have there. So one of the next things that I would suggest that you do, so maybe you want to create sort of these starter details with a bunch of your components in them, but it still is a little bit cumbersome to go through the normal Revit method of finding those objects. So one of the things that I have done is these are keyboard shortcuts that I use, and I would recommend that everybody consider using these because I think they're super helpful. And in addition to that, some things about these, I rarely need more than this. And if I'm placing other things, other components, then usually going through the menus is not that big of a deal. So I use these all the time. LL for line, DC for detail component, or Revit now calls them detail items. RC revision cloud, CS is create similar, TE for text, TG for tag by category, TT tag multiple, SS for symbol, DD for dimension, etc. on down the line. And so, yes, I would definitely recommend that you consider using these. And so now what I'm going to show is coming back through here. I hit LL, draws a line. So I'm going to hit CC. I want to copy that line. And so then let's go, actually, I want to draw a line, maybe box that in, and I want it to be something else. I hit MM there, and I want it to be, say, 3 feet. TR is trim, so we'll trim that box. So maybe I want to snap SE, snap to endpoint, SE, snap to endpoint, and mouse over that and get that to do that. Let's see here. So what else? Maybe I want to hit DD to get a dimension of that, so I can actually drive that parameter. I'm going to punch in 4 feet, change that. Oh, that didn't go where I wanted it to. That's okay. Maybe I'm going to use AA, and I actually want to align that to that. Align that to that. AA, align. So you can see, if you get good at using the keyboard shortcuts, then that's going to save you a bunch of time too. Now, go on to, we've already kind of seen how cumbersome it is to use the standard Revit method. Now we're going to look at using the Plane Tools 2D Placer. So we can place detail items or symbol items with this 2D Placer. So I click on this, and unfortunately it came over here on this screen. I'm not 100% sure why. That's okay. Now you see all the detail components that are available in here, and so the list is much easier to navigate. And then in addition to that, if I want to search, so for example, I want a break line, I can just start typing in BR, and I can quickly get to the break line that I want to use. So now I can hit spacebar and put that in there, and this is one that I've created and already has the flipper on it. So once again, it's very important to get a bunch of detail items that are useful to you in order to become efficient at developing details or detailing views. So here's my symbol placer. Unfortunately, that one came over here on this screen too. Okay, so I want a plan note, put that over here. Add that, CS for create similar. Okay, I want to note those up. One. Add a leader, something like that. So then maybe I want to hit T for text, notes, whoops, notes, on beam, and then I actually use this and we'll create my list of notes over here. Now that's starting to look like a detail that I might want to use. Bold. Okay, now let's take it a step further and let's add in on our keyboard shortcuts. Let's override that for, we'll look under add-ins, Plane Tools tab. Okay, I want that. I'm going to assign the shortcut to PC time. I already have the symbol set up to be that. So now I'm going to recreate this detail again, and hopefully you will see how much faster it is to do it with the detail component place. So I'm going to hit DC there, fortunately. So I'm going to go, I want a wide flange section. I'm going to pick a 16 by 26. I'm going to go DC. I know that that's a 3100. Oops, back over here. Oh, 33. Or actually, maybe I'm going to go concrete. Concrete. That's not what I want. I'll just find it over here. Concrete, slab. I'll go slab composite section, line based. Okay. There, that was not the right spot. Hit the line. Line that to the top. And thick. Let's see. Aggravating as it keeps going over there. Bent plate. Slab edge over 3300. Slab composite edge. What that is. Put that on there. Put that from there to midpoint. Okay. And the arrow keys to nudge that. All right, so we want a break line. This is the case where I'm going to come over here and go ER break line. Got it. Okay. Put that. Okay. I'm going to go SS for symbol. There still. Go those there. So that's 10, 9, 1. Add. And there you go. So basically you've created the same detail, and hopefully you can see that it's quite a bit faster to use the this tool to find those things. Now the nice thing too here is I can also reload some of my like if I look here and I don't have all of the shapes I want, I can hit reload and come to my detail library. I'm gonna go to steel. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have it. It couldn't find it. Sometimes it saves those. So now it gives me a list of all the ones that are not loaded, and I can select the ones I want to add. Click OK, and it will add those, or should have added those. Oh, there we go. So now you can see all those extra ones have been added. Actually, maybe I had selected that one. That was the problem, is I had selected that one. But all those are already added. That's it.